starting. Oh, all right. Welcome to another Sons of Screens. So bust out your booty sweat and and get drunk with us because it's time for another fun-filled episode.
Another Al Pacino episode.
Yeah, Al Pacino. Tonight we are doing a little theme. It's because if you haven't noticed over the last 17 episodes now, I'm a big Thunder fan, and they finally made it to the finals. So I was like, you know what?
I never noticed that you were a Thunder fan.
I know, right? Oh, where's my giant necklace? There it is. So I was like, you know what? They made it to the finals, so I want to do a Thunder theme. So this week we're doing Thunder in Paradise and Tropic Thunder. Which they kind of go, they kind of relate anyway, because you know it's about like war and stuff. Close enough.
Yeah. You got a handful of brothers in there. Brother.
Yep, Hulk Hogan, he's kind of a piece of shit. But I was a Hulkamaniac growing up. Yeah. And I did watch the Thunder in Paradise movies. I can't believe this spawned a trilogy and a TV show that only lasted one season, but
it still got somebody to pay for a TV show.
Right. And this was him in between his WWE and WCW days because he thought he was done wrestling, and then Ted Turner was like, "Come wrestle for my company, WCW."
Was that when he came back as like Hollywood Hogan or something?
Yeah, well, he was just normal red and yellow Hogan when he first got on to WCW. Because, you know, Ted Turner gave him a fat ass check. He's like, okay.
Right. It's hard to turn
and then the whole like red and yellow each vitamins bullshit was getting stale. So they fucking turned him heel and became Hollywood Hogan and joined the NWO.
All right.
Kind of reinvigorated his Buff Bagwell. Did you just call him Jeff?
I did.
God. What an intimidating wrestling name. Here comes Jeff Bagwell.
Buff is fat.
Yep. Started that shit. One of my proud moments in my life.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so and then, of course, we're doing Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. So was it just because they have Thunder in the name was your thinking behind this picks? Okay.
Yep.
Because they have nothing to do with basketball.
No, just because of the name Thunder. I almost did Days of Thunder, but I figured you'll pick that eventually. So
I would have loved Days of Thunder.
No, I know. That's why I steered away from it.
But I do have a couple, like a pair, like Days of Thunder is one of them, and I've got another one that at some point we'll do because they're both racing movies, and you're gonna love one of them.
That'd be a good timing when the F1 movie comes out on June 27th.
So maybe I'll be pushing Creep back a little further then.
I thought you were about to rub your hands like it was an evil genius plan. Like, maybe I'll push it back a little further. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, man.
Sound like you're about to eat my future children.
Devour the unborn.
Anyways, off of that morbid note.
I was talking about eggs, dude. Get your head out the gutter.
The chicken abortions. I mean, we're talking about a movie that has blackface in it, so like everything goes in this episode here.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, emphasis on the Downey on this fucking movie.
So what is your random beer this week?
Well, you know, I'm super stoked that the Thunder are in the finals, even though they're down 0-1 at the current time of this recording.
But they've led for all but 0.3 seconds of the game.
0.3 fucking seconds. Yeah, it was a heartbreaker, especially at home, too.
0.3 seconds.
Yeah, 0.3 seconds. And it was at home, so that's also a fucking nut buster. But it's still time for me to smile. It's a party. And it kind of looks like me. Like when I mean, like not the actual like face, but
it's a purdy.
Yeah, it's PRRTY.
I didn't write that down right.
Well, I mean, if I would have said it's called smile, it's a purdy. Like that would
like
be
PURDY.
Right. But I used to wear those. I remember when I used to rock the flip up hats all the time. So I'm like, this kind of looks like me. Yeah.
I'm sure you still have one.
Yep, I still have them in my closet. It's just, I'm about to be 40. It's time to put away the fucking flip-up hats. As I wear a giant fucking thunder chain. What's your beer, sir?
So I didn't really I wasn't really sure when I was going to do this one. So I'm doing it now because the movies were kind of corny. Let's be fair, they were pretty corny movies. So I'm assuming that this is a corn taco, but the beer is beer for taco.
Nice connection there. It's corn taco. The movies are corny. So
I was trying to come up with something. So
no matter what, though, you've learned like we can find one of our random beers and we will make a connection somehow to the fucking theme.
This is a ghost style beer with lime juice and salt added.
Oh, it's already added the salt and lime juice for you.
Right. Let's so it makes me think that it's going to be like a Corona and lime or something.
You really do sound nervous.
Well, look, did you see the can? Like, I am nervous.
It looks like it was made in a jailhouse.
Oh.
Mine smells fruity.
There's a lot of lime juice.
So it's like a lime beer, pretty much. Whoa! Holy shit! What the fuck? Mango orange sour is what this is, and holy shit.
Like super sour?
Not sour, like it's the fruit. Like I feel like I just drank a mango. I don't like mangoes, so I'm not having a good time with this one.
So this has a distinct flavor to it. I'm trying to decide what. Like it reminds me of something, but I can't place what it reminds me of.
This tastes like armpit sweat. Oh my! I'm not getting a perfect 5 this week.
This almost tastes like. It almost tastes like pickle juice smells. If that makes sense.
This tastes like the sweat from under your nuts.
From under cheese.
Yeah, the good old from under cheese. That probably tastes better. Good God. Usually I like, the flavored sour beers like this, but this one, it's rough.
This one is actually much better than I thought it was going to be. This one had me very scared. It's only 4.8%.
Oh, I thought I was going to like this one. Oh, my God.
It's got pills, wheats, flaked wheat, and oats. Nugget hops.
Nugget hops?
Yeah, this is not one I could have very many of, though. Like, it's very tart.
Oh, I'm never having a fucking time for party again or smile at a party. It's not a party in my mouth.
And you were just hoping for a good tasting beer because we kind of talked a little last night after the Thunder game and ended up staying up a little later than we should have on a work night.
Yeah, I called in. And then my boss is telling me that I can stay home Monday too. I'm like, maybe I will. Because game 2 is on Sunday. So
game 2 is Sunday. So she knows you're a Thunder fan probably. And she was like, well, he didn't come in today because the Thunder played last night in the finals. So
I did wear my Thunder polo.
Again, so.
I wore my Thunder polo on Thursday for game 1. And then I magically called in on Friday the next day. I mean, come on. Surely he's not that stupid.
I'm sure. Is it a he or a she?
He, George.
So I'm sure he knew.
Yeah. I mean, but he don't care. And I got lots of PTO to use. So.
Well, yeah, PTO is personal time off, so you have earned it, so you are allowed to use it when you personally feel like you need some personal time.
Right. And I needed some personal time. I woke up at like 3 p.m. today. I was like, oh, I missed my shift.
See, I'm on what they call RPTO, which is responsible paid time off. So
responsible paid time off.
I don't actually have PTO, but I take off when I need to take off. So that's the main reason I did not go to work today, because once I woke up, I there's no reason for me to not go to work.
Oh, producer, he doesn't even know what a fucking podcast is, so I'm good. He's not gonna fucking find this. Just like you should edit that part out, me confessing why I really miss work.
Well, I mean, again, at the end of the day, how you use your PTO is how you use your
It's
PTO.
up to me. But I feel bad, so I always have to lie instead of telling the truth.
Right.
I mean, they didn't need me today anyway. Everybody knows how to fucking mop up some shit. Ugh. It's getting a little like it's not near as bad, but I'm still one-eyeing every time I fucking take a drink. So
yeah, there's a distinct flavor that I'm tasting that I've had before, and I just can't place it.
Distinct.
Distinct.
Pinky up. Gabagoo.
Gabagoo. So yeah, it's gonna bug me because like maybe grapefruit juice.
Are you having flashbacks to when you were a kid?
I think grapefruit juice is what I'm thinking.
Let me try to analyze this taste and actually give it a definitive like what it tastes like. Yeah, no. So this tastes like booty sweat. So that goes along with the theme. This is a can of fucking booty sweat, and because I'm pretty sure that should probably taste the same. Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Yeah.
So
and his lover Lance.
So what was your right? Well, that made me laugh so much when Lance was like he was talking about how much he loved girls and this and that. I know we're getting into the movie already, but like, and then they kept calling him gay or whatever, and he ended up being at the award show with Lance fucking Bass.
Right.
That cracked me up.
Well, I went and saw it in theater, and when he said Lance, I'm like, I wonder if it's Lance Bass. And sure enough. Sure enough. Which that will be the first movie we're talking about, so we can go ahead and talk about it anyway. Tropic Thunder.
What do you want to get into it now, or did you want to talk about anything else while we're?
Well, I feel like we have plenty to say about Tropic Thunder because it's just one of those fucking movies, so we can just go ahead and discuss.
But we haven't given our beer ratings either yet.
We will. We'll cut off our Tropic Thunder light, drink some booty sweat, and give it a rating. Or we go ahead and give it a rating now. I think we both kind of know what we're going at
Yeah.
here.
I almost want to wait until I finish the entire beer because I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be one of those beers that by the time you get to the end of the beer, the rating drops because it's just not like it's one of those beers that I have a feeling is going to be one that if it was a 12-ounce can, it'd be different, but it's a 16-ounce can. And it's just not something I drink very much.
Well, and the producer wants to try it, so you got to save some.
I told her, and she said we'd have to pause for a minute.
Right, yeah, because I'm not going to take the time to blur her out like a fucking episode of Cops.
But we could do that real quick and let her try it, and then maybe she'll have the flavor that I'm thinking of.
I need a cigarette after this fucking nasty ass beer anyway. So yeah, we'll pause.
Okay. We'll be right back.
There it is.
Yeah.
We're back. What did the producer think of the beer?
She liked it.
She liked it.
She feels like it's more of a sour, and it's probably the coriander and the lime that are mixing together that is the flavor I'm getting.
Ooh. Coors Light tastes so much better.
But she did like it.
Which we didn't give our numbers.
Nope. You go ahead and go first.
I'm giving mine a 1.5. Like as it went down further, it wasn't horrible, but it's not one I'm gonna fucking buy again.
So mine, I'm gonna give mine a 3 just because I know how I am with sour beers, and it's not gonna be one that I am gonna be able to drink more than one in a sitting.
But hey, it didn't taste like taco seasoning.
It didn't, and I would have been okay if it did because I love tacos.
Right. I love making taco meat because I love the smell of browning meat. It's like one of the best smells in the world. And then you add the taco seasoning into it. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So what cut or mix of meat do you use for taco meat? Do you do the 80-20, the 75-15, the 90
I don't pay attention to
10?
that shit.
Oh.
I think because the only time I ever cooked it was when I worked at the bowling alley, and I don't
So
know
it's
what
probably
the meat was.
75-25.
Probably. It just came in big ass logs the size of my dick.
See, whenever I'm cooking taco meat, I always like to do the 93-7.
You sound like a radio DJ right now. 93.7. We're playing all the latest hits.
No, it's 93% meat and 7% fat.
Oh, I know about fat. Yeah,
I know about that too. I'm lucky.
I know, but you're losing weight when I'm picking up what you're dropping, sir.
Yeah, I'm sending it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Like every fucking picture I took of Frightmare, I'm like, oh, there's that double chin.
See, that's why I grow a beard, because it hides the double chin.
Right.
Nope, we have a visitor. I thought they were going outside.
Those are Colonel's dogs, Arrow and DT, named after Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, only DT is there right now, and he heard his name, so he turned around.
But we never introduced your dogs before, so I figured
We
I'd
haven't.
do it now since it's kind of a sports theme tonight anyway. So
the one that you just saw a second ago was
Italian Greyhound.
Italian Greyhound. His name's DT, named after the infamous Derek Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow. And he almost got named something else because there's
Arrow.
border collie that is named Arrow.
Yeah.
So initially I was going to name him Chief, but my buddy Chad got a dog before I got him and named his dog Chief. So I didn't want to have the same name dog. So I decided to name Arrow as an arrowhead. So
Right.
when we got DT, there was a lot of consideration going into calling him Head. So I'd have Arrowhead.
Makes me think of the old wrestler Al Snow. He used to come out with a mannequin head that he just named Head. And his theme song is, what does everybody want? Head. What does everybody need? Head. And he'd give people head, aka he'd use it as a weapon. So little attitude era days, you know.
Yeah, so I ended up getting talked out of it, but I've had a lot of people that have told me that I should have named him Head, but I like DT.
It works, especially when you're angry at him. DT!
It's easy to say that in a low voice, like a gruff voice. Like, DT!
Yeah, when you want to yell at him, you can be like, Head! Then your wife would be like, what, you want some now? What the? No.
Absolutely. All the time.
Yeah, when I had my Italian Greyhound, he was almost named Thunder.
Gizmo was a good name, though.
But I went to Gizmo just because ever since I saw the movie Gremlins, I always wanted a pet named Gizmo.
And my son's first Halloween costume was Gizmo.
Nice, cute. Anywho, before we got into our Tropic Thunder talk, I did make a slate this week.
So we got a slate.
We got a slate. Let's blow up my pretty face here. So it's scene 18, of course, because it's episode 18. And I said, take home the title.
Hell yeah.
And then for roll, I just threw the lightning bolt in there because it's thunder up, baby. And then I put today's date. I almost put 666. It's also Robert England's birthday. Happy birthday, Robert England.
Hold on a second. It's lightning up, not thunder up.
Well, because when there's lightning, then there's the thunder. That's how we do it in emojis on texting and stuff. The lightning bolt and the arrow, or it's the hand usually.
I am literally illiterate when it comes to emojis. So.
And like I said, never go full retard. The sound is swish, because isn't it? And it's funny, while I was making this, and I was chatting with a lovely producer, as I was writing the production company, she said the production company should be Booty Sweat. As I was writing Booty Sweat, like Like it was like a
Never
weird
better.
ass fucking moment. I was like, damn. I was like, that's literally what I was writing. I had like B-O, and then she said, you should put booty sweat for protection. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And then the director is Les Grossman, because okay, it's like Tom Cruise, one of the greatest actors out there and stuff like that, but he never does comedy.
He doesn't.
But this is the one time he did comedy, and he fucking crushed it.
I thought he did a great job. Yeah.
And they're still talking about doing a Les Grossman movie, which would be fucking fantastic. Because yeah, he fucking killed it. Was he like screaming like "fuck your face" or something like that when he's
And then he hangs up the phone and says, "Find out who that was."
right. And then of course I put the cameraman is Simple Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you got yeah, that guy.
And it's 5 performances a day.
Right.
I am home.
When I have like a weird like thought or fantasy or whatever, I call it my movie head.
Your movie
or
head.
My head movie. No, it's my head movie. Because Ma wouldn't wake up.
Oh my.
All right, so Tropic Thunder, starting right off the bat there.
Whoa-pow!
You don't even get like the movie studio or anything like that. It just goes immediately
you get
into the
trailers.
booty sweat commercial. Yeah, you get the booty sweat commercial, and then you start getting the movie trailers, kind of just telling people. Which the fucking RDJ and Tobey Maguire fucking weird.
That was hilarious.
Shit.
And then you got Jack Black making fun of the Norbit movies with his with fart.
You mean the Nutty Professor movies? Yeah.
Was it Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
Wasn't Norbit like a fat suit also?
Right, but like when sitting around the dinner table and Eddie Murphy played every single fucking character, that's what they were parodying from the Nutty Professor. And it was the fatties. The fatties. Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2. Yeah. But no, I loved the trailer though with Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire because it's like Kirk Lazarus, like multi-time Academy Award winner, and then it's like Tobey Maguire, winner of Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Award.
Right.
And they're playing that weird like Sade music or whatever, and he like reaches out for his little fucking Jesus Christ fucking thing that he's hanging off his fucking belt.
I think those are rosaries.
Rosaries. I was trying to think of the word, but yeah, I reached and touched his rosary. Also, that was like a little parody off of Brokeback Mountain, I would say.
Right, like they were obviously wanting to do the things that some people do.
Right. And then you got the Ben Stiller one, Scorcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The new one
is a meltdown. He has some kind of meltdown. And he has a fucking baby randomly, and he's standing in the middle. Like,
and then in 6, he has 2 babies. Instead of it being a scorched earth, it is now a frozen ice age.
Right. Good grief. So, right off the bat, I want to say, like, RDJ stole the fucking movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Like this is one of those black faces that even to this day people still accept because it's like that was good. That was good.
Well, it was funny when he was sitting there talking about because he in the movie he went through a surgery to get pigmentation implanted into himself.
Yeah.
And then they're in the movie and he's sitting there talking about like there's something I don't remember exactly what it was, but like he's talking about what do you mean, you people?
And then Brandon Jackson's like, what do you mean?
What do you mean, you people?
What's funny though, right after Brandon Jackson says that, and he just goes, ugh. That fucking cracks. Like RDJ just fucking crushed that role. Like that's my favorite Robert Downey Jr. role out of all of his fucking movies. Is Tropic fucking Thunder.
Well, and he finally does revert to his actual Australian accent at the end of the movie, but
I love it when he's getting in an argument with Al Pacino and he tries to punch him and he grabs him and then hugs him and he's like, our people have been suffering for many years with using that word. But of course, my favorite Robert Downey Jr. speech in the movie is the "Never Go Full Retard." When he's talking
to Ben Stiller. You went full retard.
He's giving all the references. He's like, Forrest Gump. He didn't go full retard.
Full
He was
retard.
really stupid, but he was smart.
That ping pong scene. No,
But then when he used an example for somebody that went full retard, he used I Am Sam with what's that dude's name?
I forget now, but yeah, Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, yeah, Sean Penn. And he's like, that one went full retard. No awards. Damn. Like this movie, I'm surprised cancel culture hasn't gone after it the way cancel culture goes after shit. Like
everything.
Because this movie, like every turn of the corner in this movie, there's something highly offensive to this day.
Maybe it's just me being hopeful, but I feel like some of the cancel culture has been curbed because people started realizing how stupid it was.
They were getting out of hand with that shit. I loved it when cancel culture tried to cancel Eminem. I'm like, good luck. You ain't doing that. See, I went and saw this movie in theater. It was a good time. Went with some buddies.
Was it 2008?
2008 when it came out. Yeah, I went with John Johnson actually.
Okay,
I went to school with. Yeah,
I did go to school with John Johnson.
Yeah.
It was funny. He when we went to Butler together as well, and like my freshman year in high school is when I got coined with the nickname of Colonel. And it was his freshman year in college at Butler. And we were sitting there talking one day, and he's like, we've grown up our entire lives together, but I've called you Colonel for so long, I can't even think of your real name right now.
That's a common theme with you. You're so Colonel that people don't know that your name is Matt.
Right.
Or your wife called you Matthew. Disgusting. That's a disgusting producer. Yeah. So I saw it in theater with him, and like I remember walking out a little disappointed because I was just really hyped with it. But this movie's aged so well. Like I think it had mixed reviews when it came out, but now it's considered like a lot of people's favorite like comedy of all time, which is weird because you would think as it aged and how offensive it was, it would be more of a throwaway movie because of all the shit that they do in this. Which there wasn't a bad character in this movie. Like Jack Black and his fucking heroin addiction. Oh my god.
That was hilarious.
When he's tied to the fucking tree and he's telling Brandon Jackson says he likes Lance. He's like, I'll suck your dick if you take me off this tree.
Right.
So I'll cradle the ball, stroke the shaft, swallow the gravy.
I'm not gay.
Fucking Jack Black. When he said he'll swallow the gravy, when he talked about blood, I was like, oh my god.
The heroin bat.
Yeah. His jelly beans. There's so much ridiculousness in this fucking movie.
Yeah, whenever you pick this movie, I mean, I watched it when it first came out too, and whenever you picked this movie, I went back to watch it. I had completely forgotten that Jack Black was in it.
Because there's so much going on, yeah.
Right. I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is like when they decide to go do put him in the shit, as Nick Nolte said, and the guy's like, I've got the sat phone. This is the only way to get the chopper back. And then he takes like 3 steps and he's like, let's go. Uh-oh.
Bringing up Nick Nolte, I'm like, god damn, this cast is like weird.
Right.
It's a hell of a fucking cast.
But then like Ben Stiller's convinced that the guy's not actually dead. It was just special effects. So he's got like his
oh god, that scene was disgusting. When he's oh yeah, that was like a part that actually made me cringe. I'm like, oh god. It's almost as bad as when I see a movie and like somebody's fingernails get ripped off. I always go, ugh. That's how it was when he's fucking. It's just corn syrup, blood tasting corn syrup.
So, I will say that Danny McBride did almost steal all the comedic value for me. Like, really, he was awesome. He was cracking me up.
I mean, he was Danny McBride.
That's C4. Put that shit down. Need some people up here that can speak English.
Danny McBride's one of those. He's hilarious, but it's like he's always the same character in every fucking movie that
he is the same character.
Same fucking character. I don't see him even trying to do a serious role. What was that show that he did? Where he's a baseball player?
I don't think a serious role would work for Danny McBride.
No, that'd be horrible.
That he was a
Kenny
baseball player?
Powers, like his name was Kenny Powers, I think, in the show. And I remember,
Eastbound and
the name of
Down.
the show. Yeah, that fucking thing. Yeah, I've never watched the show, but I
Credit
always see
producer on
like
that one.
the yeah. Okay, he's bad. Yeah, I've never watched the show, but I always see like clips of it and stuff like that. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. Like when he's walking up to a funeral and he has a little boom box and he's fucking playing air guitar and stuff. I'll listen to Never Meant to Treat You Bad or whatever. Shit, what's this? I can't remember. God damn, I can't remember names for shit right now. But
I have not seen it, so I will add it to my watch list. That is ever growing.
because you're a big show watcher. Yeah, it's on Max. It's Eastbound and Down. I think you would like it. It seems it's right up your alley on your fucking humor. I would say.
You think you know my humor, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to pinpoint. It's pretty fucking easy to pinpoint. Let's see, what are some other characters? I mean, Al Pacino, he was cool. His name is Brandon Jackson. That's why I keep calling him Brandon Jackson Jr.
Well, what's funny is like we've had Al Pacino movies for the I think the last few weeks.
I know. Now we have a character named Al Pacino.
And now we have a character named Al Pacino, but it's not Al Pacino.
Right. And I love Jay Baruchel, or however you pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
I love him, man, but he wasn't really a standout on this because he was just like a normal guy in this movie, while everybody else is fucking extreme.
Right. It felt like he was nervous about being in a movie with these guys.
Right, but he was an important role, though. I mean, like he was the logical one out of everybody.
He was the one that could read the map.
Right, kind of. He had him backwards there for a minute.
Mm-hmm. No, Robert or Ben Stiller had him backwards, and then they just let him read the map, and he's like, "Yeah, we went the wrong way."
Ben Stiller was just really trying to revive his career. Then at the end, he gets a fucking Academy Award. Tug Speedman was his name. That's his character.
Yep.
That's sounds like a porn star name.
Matthew McConaughey was cracking me up too.
Yeah, I forget that. I always forget that Matthew McConaughey's in this fucking movie. And he sacrificed himself at the end. I'm like, what the fuck?
He didn't sacrifice himself. He threw the TiVo up to blow up the.
And they took off without him while he was still on the ground.
And he took off like he showed up out of nowhere and then took off running.
But yeah, the other movie stealer though was definitely good old TC there, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, when he started dancing to the apple bottom jeans boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the ending credits too. I'm like, I have to stick around and watch the ending credits because I gotta watch Tom Cruise keep dancing. When I first watched this, I didn't realize that was Tom Cruise until I fucking watched the credits.
And I'm pretty sure he was in a fat suit.
Oh yeah. He was in a fat suit. So that's why I didn't recognize him. And I'm not used to him being in comedic roles. Like he's done so many great fucking movies, but can you name a single comedy one? Like he's had some comedy in his movies, but he's never done
not
like
one that is
comedy.
He's more of like drama / action. He's not one that comedy
definitely
is
action. Jesus Christ.
Right. Like whenever comedy is the first intent of the movie, he's not typically in those. I
love that producer brought up with his gross hairy sausage fingers because I always notice that too when he's talking because you can tell it's a pet because his arms are fatter and it's all hairy and it's just fucking gross.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about that.
Dancing ludicrous at the end of that show is great. I was like, John Johnson, we're not leaving. We have to watch the rest of the credits here. This is great.
We should get John on as a guest one day.
Yeah, we should.
I don't know if he does this kind of thing, but it would be fun.
I know he has a YouTube channel. I don't know if he's still
there you go. There you go.
But yeah, I think he lives in Minnesota now or Michigan.
Okay.
Something like that. One of the M states.
One of the M's.
Yeah. But yeah, I still loosely keep in touch, and we'll bring it on so we can prove to the people that we know somebody named John Johnson.
I grew up with a guy named John Johnson. Of course, he was on the other side of town, but I also grew up in a town that the other side of town was like 4 blocks away.
Dick Dickinson, as the producer just called him. Yeah. Well, I mean, what else can
Samsonite?
It's way off.
Don't worry, we'll get that movie on here someday.
Do you have an absolute favorite scene in this movie, though? There's so many good ones. It's really hard to pick.
There are a lot of good ones. See, now I'm trying to think back through it because. Let me think on it a minute. Do you asking that question? I feel like you have one and that's standing out to you.
Well, like I said, I love the full retard speech, but I don't know. I really love the climactic ending there when he's an Australian dude dressed as a black dude. Now he's a Chinese dude as a black dude, and he has Jack Black over the fucking ox or whatever. And just the way it sets off, and I love that little Asian boy too. That's simple Jack. You're like, that it was a very good ending to this movie. It really was.
I agreed. I mean, I agree. Not I agreed. I now have it.
Never go full retard.
Like, I don't know. It might be whenever Nick Nolte, whenever Danny McBride finds out that Nick Nolte's hands are not severed.
I know. What a lying sack of shit. Nick Nolte, goddamn.
And finding out that he literally wrote a book that was completely fake. Like he just
100% fiction. And then the Simple Jack stuff, because I love, I don't want to call them retard movies, even though I just did, but I love special needs movies. Like What's Eating Gilbert Grape and Radio, and just the list goes on and on.
Would you put Jack in that movie, in that category?
I mean, if there was an actual standalone, like, Simple Jack movie, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Jack, like the Robin Williams movie, Jack.
Oh, no, because he wasn't retarded. He was just...
he was on...
reverse aging kind of thing. Or, like, he was growing... Was it 4 times faster than?
No, that's the curious case of Benjamin Button.
Well, Jack though, Robin Williams, he was growing, so he was like 10 years old, but he was a full-grown adult.
Okay.
Yeah, so he wasn't retarded. He just. How my baby mama doesn't watch this. She hates the R word, so I hope she doesn't. Because I know my son does watch these from time to time. So hello, Colin. Don't tell your mom I keep saying. Don't tell your mom I keep using the word retard. She might.
Well, I mean, in regards to this, what we're talking about, that is part of the movie discussion. Like that is they said it in the movie, so we're allowed to say it to discuss the movie, but it's not that we're saying it because we feel that way about those people.
Well, in the 80s, like that was the technical term, mental retardation.
Yep.
Just say MR. Mister.
Mentally
what
do you think MR stands for? Yes, it is Mr., but
mentally retarded, yeah. or gifted. Yeah, they're gifted, all right.
Okay, let's move on from that.
Anyways, yeah, I would say now's probably about the good time to give our ratings. We've had our reminiscing on the scenes and just how fucking hilarious it was.
Yeah, we talked about it longer than I thought we were. Like I just looked up and saw where we're at.
I know, that's why it's like let's give our ratings here. Like I said, when I first walked out of the theater and stuff like that, I was a little disappointed, but like if for some reason this aged like
aged very well.
Reason. Yeah, it aged well. So while I was walking out of the theater, I probably would have given it like a 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm up to a good old hilarious Robert Downey Jr. in blackface 8. I give it an 8.
You're an 8, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So this movie for me, like when I first saw it, I loved it. Cracked me up. I bought it as soon as it came out on DVD.
Not shocked.
This is right up my alley.
Right.
But it's also one of those movies that I don't watch very often. Like,
but when you do, you go, "Oh shit! I forgot how fucking funny this is."
Right? Like, I enjoy it every time I watch it. So, like, since it's not one of those ones that I go out of my way to watch, I gave it
enjoy it when you do.
But I love it when I do, so I gave it a 7.5.
Just a little bit below my nutsack there. I don't know why I called it my nutsack. It's
I don't
fine.
either.
Just
I
let
mean,
it happen.
an 8 is like a sideways nutsack. I don't know.
So 7.5 and 8. We need to stop agreeing on our fucking movies all the time. Apparently, we have the same taste in the movies. All right. Well, before we get into what could potentially be a disaster piece of Thunder in Paradise, we'll take a quick break.
Lightning.
Thunder, lightning. I love the rundown. Great movie.
We'll be right back.
Yep, that's my cue. Pinwheel, and we all
and we are back
in time to talk some Thunder in Paradise, starring Hulk Hogan and Chris Lemmon, Jack Lemmon's son from Grumpy Old Men and a bunch of really old movies because he was an old guy. But love me some Jack Lemmon. Did you like the Grumpy Old Men movies?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking great. Burgess Meredith in those movies. It's fucking hilarious.
I have a feeling that if I were to watch them now, I'd probably relate with the Grumpy Old Men.
Right, we're getting to that fucking age now. Fucking Burgess Meredith, Penguin himself.
Right.
The dad in there, he just fucking talk about eating bacon every day.
I do love some bacon.
He's fucking hilarious in that. Anyways, but yeah, Grumpy Old Men episode later down the road. Well, let's talk some Thunder in Paradise. Okay. What this movie is like, it's gotten some nostalgia for me because I remember watching the Thunder in Paradise movies and TV show when I was young, but I didn't remember a goddamn thing about it until I revisited it. And I'm on this huge, like, 80s, 90s, like, action kick. Like, a lot of my Vinegar Syndrome movies are, like, 90s cheese action films starring Billy Blanks from Tybo and all that shit. So, like, this was right out my alley. I was like, damn, this is pretty good. Like, starting right off, like, it was, like, generic, like, title cards for the names and stuff. I was like, damn, this is rough. So before you watched it, what did you think you were getting into here with this?
Well, I wasn't sure. So when we first turned it on, we watched it on YouTube. When we first turned it on, I wasn't sure that I found the right one because I swear to God, the way that movie started off, I thought I was getting ready to watch a movie that came on Cinemax after 11 o'clock.
It does kind of have some Cinemax vibe, doesn't it?
It did. But so as we were starting to get into it, though, I am pretty sure that I watched this movie as a kid because there was parts that felt very, very familiar.
Which is weird because we see Hulk Hogan in a Speedo a few times, and I thought that was weird, but then yet he was a wrestler that wore in Speedos, and that was never weird for me. But just him in the little, like, tight little black fucking trunks when he's shaking his glow sticks and about to jump in the water doing his breathing.
Right.
Hulk. Nah.
Hulk, we don't need to see that.
too much Hogan for me, brother.
Not enough Hulk, too much Hogan.
Right, too much Hulk.
But I
mean, this falls right now into the category of cheesy 90s action films, straight to video,
right in, and like it made me laugh whenever they shot the jet, like the boat itself. You're like, okay, it's a speedboat, and then they have this entire layer underneath, and it's like, are they magicians because they do not have enough space in the bottom of that boat to have as much space as they had?
That was gonna be my next card. I forgot how it was just a speedboat, and then they go inside, and you have this big ass room with the fucking screens, and then you have a fucking jet ski. Right,
and when they shoot the jet ski out, and he's just like, he's just sitting there running.
Oh, I love it. Like, 90s action films are underrated. Like, I since I've been on my kick, I'm like, man, these are great. They're bad, but they're fucking great also at the same
time. Like, it's one of those things, you got to know what you're getting into when you go. Like, if you're expecting a quality action flick, don't watch a 90s action flick because you got to understand, in the 90s, they didn't have all the same technology and stuff we have today. Like, It was entertaining for sure.
Right, like I never thought I would say Billy Blanks is one of my favorite action stars of all time, but he is, and he kicks
Tybo.
ass in those movies. Yeah, fuck your Tybo. But yeah, like okay, so when he did get launched out with his fucking jet ski, though, like his producer said, where they fit that fucking jet ski? Like they don't even show like where it even launches out. It's just he
Nope.
gets launched, and all of a sudden he's on the water.
Yep.
Jet ski.
And then whenever he picks up the kids and the wife and kid, and they're driving back out, they don't show him getting back in the boat. They just show him loading it back underneath the boat.
And then this storyline with the lady has to find somebody to marry in 48 hours, and she's marrying
Right.
Hogan to give. I'm like, this is fun. What?
Whenever they had the I think it was the jet ski that had the autopilot, and he literally like just took a laser pointer and shown it on the monitor and like drew a line, and then then a line showed up on there with the that made me laugh.
I love the scene where she's like, propose to me, but like mean it or whatever. So
And
she's like, get louder, yeah, and getting louder. I love this woman. All that stuff. That's fucking weird. Yeah, and then the whole eye patch thing. I even forgot that he had a fucking eye patch. In
but
these
like
movies.
what dad would write into the contract that you have to be married by a certain time for you to be able to keep?
I know. Again,
hell.
90s straight to video action films, baby. Fucking fantastic. Hulk Hogan's acting, awful. Absolutely.
It usually is. It usually is.
I've seen all of his movies. I don't know if that's a brag or an embarrassment, but I have seen all of his fucking movies. Every single one, from Suburban Commando to Santa with Muscles to Thunder in Paradise.
Was it the Nanny or Mr. Nanny or something like that?
It was Mr. Nanny, yeah.
Mr. Nanny.
Yeah, it was Mr. Nanny. And he's wearing the fucking tutu on the poster.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I loved watching the movies with Hulk Hogan in them when I was a kid, just because I only got to watch wrestling very, very rarely, and I knew of Hulk Hogan. So I loved watching the movies that he was in because I got to watch Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan is one of those household names for whether you watch wrestling or not, everybody knows the name Hulk Hogan. Everybody fucking knows the name Hulk Hogan. And now everybody needs to forget the name Hulk Hogan, that fucking racist bastard.
Oh, is he in the news for the wrong things now?
Yeah. Nobody fucking gives a shit about it anymore. Seth Rollins, when he does like real interviews and stuff like that, they ask him like, "Who's one wrestler that you'd actually like to put your foot across the throat?" And he says, "Hulk Hogan." And then she's like, "Why?" I thought he was, all-American hero type bullshit. He's like, "Just Google Hulk Hogan, you'll see." Why I would fucking do that.
Fair enough. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. He his name is not as positive as it once was in the 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of cameo appearances from wrestlers in this movie.
I was gonna ask you that. Like, I saw a lot of people that I thought might have been wrestlers, but I didn't. I feel like there was a few times that I saw Shawn Michaels. Was he in this movie?
I don't think so, unless he was just kind of like a background guy. Because this movie was like '93, I think. That's when Shawn
like
was
there was
climbing.
One of the hitmen near the end of the movie that I was like, that kind of looks like Shawn Michaels, but I don't know.
But the guys arm wrestling, that random arm wrestling competition, that was Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Jim the Anvil Neidhart that were doing the arm wrestling.
Okay.
And then the super tall guy that fucking just holds Hulk Hogan up by his neck for a very long time. Guy? Yeah, that was Giant Gonzalez was his wrestling name.
Okay.
He was awful.
So when I first saw him, I didn't get a good look at him. I was like, what year did Andre the Giant die? I don't think it was him, but it kind of made me think of Andre the Giant.
Yeah, no. This guy was even taller than Andre. Like that's how tall this guy was. He was pushing 8 feet tall. He was massive.
Holy
dude.
cow.
But his wrestling shit was awful. He wrestled Undertaker at WrestleMania 9, and Undertaker is a YouTube star now, which is fucking weird to say.
Undertaker is?
Yeah. He's got his YouTube channel, 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway on YouTube.
All right.
And he tells that story. He's like, Giant Gonzalez was the worst person to work with. He's like, when you club me, Go across the shoulders. Don't go across the neck, because that's gonna fuck me up. And Giant Gonzalez still club him across the neck. He's like, I came so close from breaking character at WrestleMania 9 because he was just ready to beat the fuck out of this guy. It's a great YouTube channel. He tells great stories.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
It's really good. It's fun listening to that old ass fucking 60-year-old Undertaker now. Jesus Christ, I can't believe this. We're getting older, sir. God damn it.
He was wrestling when I watched it before I quit watching it a long time ago, like when I was a kid. And then he was still wrestling when
then just kept going. Yeah, just kept fucking going. And he still says, I got one more match. And I'm like, dude, just fucking hang up your boots, man. Enough. No more Taker. Make your appearances.
He's got one more squash match in him.
Right, yeah.
Like whenever they brought out Mankind and Stone Cold and was it Shawn Michaels?
HBK, yeah.
And they brought those three out, and it was just literally a squash match. Like there was no much of a match. They just
that was a fun ass moment, though. That was
I loved it.
Fun.
I loved it.
We both went fucking crazy about that shit. I think my brother watched that with us too, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
That was a good one. But anyways, yeah, we had the weird ending to Thunder in Paradise, which I actually backtrack and rewind because I fell asleep during the movie.
I kind of felt like it was going to be an actual love story, not just still at the end they were just pretending.
Right? Yeah. There was no love connection. They were still just fuck you too. We're doing this for the money type.
Right. Well, and so what really cracked me up in the movie was like, Hulk Hogan's friend was like, you gotta make sure that like once you are married, 50% of this boat is hers. It's like you gotta make sure to do whatever they called it. But what they weren't like, this girl owns a freaking hotel on a beach. What's if she gets 50% of the boat? Okay, because you get 50% of the hotel, which is worth way more.
Right. Yeah, they called him Brew. There's a full name, and it's shorting of the last name, but Brew, BRU. Which he's supposed to be the comedic relief in this movie, but I think Hulk Hogan's acting is the comedic relief in this fucking
right. Well, and the other thing that threw me off is Brew was the only one that said brother. I don't think Hulk said brother one time.
I know. Well, I guess because this was Hogan's attempt to just go into Hollywood, put wrestling behind him and stuff like that.
Okay.
Until Ted Turner signed that fat ass check, come wrestle for my company. And sure enough, Hollywood Hogan was born. And wrestled for another 15 years after he signed that fucking WCW deal.
Well, hey, if they're going to keep throwing money at him, why not?
Right. Did you ever watch WCW back in the WCW?
I honestly don't know. I watched wrestling. I think it was WWE.
Sting made an appearance in this movie. I forgot. He was another wrestler that appeared in this movie.
Okay. Where was he at? Like what part was he?
I don't remember. I think he was like just one of like the henchmen or whatever, and he's holding. He was the blonde guy with the flat top hair because that's when Sting had the fucking bleached blonde flat top hair back in the day.
All right.
When he was the all-American guy, he was the WCW's version of Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Before Hulk Hogan signed with WCW.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's kind of review this bitch.
All right. Let's give it a review.
Like I said, I'm begging. I'm like really deep diving into these old ass fucking old. I say old ass in their 90s, but these like 90s action flicks and stuff like that. I'm learning that there was a lot. I know. Shut up. I don't need to hear that. But these like straight to video action films like Thunder in Paradise 1, 2, and 3, and all the Billy Blanks movies and the Cynthia Rothrock movies. I'm really enjoying them because I love the level of cheese. Like, let's say these movies are a pizza and I'm ordering extra cheese on this bitch because it's fucking delicious. I'm loving this shit. So it was fun to revisit something that was, like I said, also has nostalgia for me. So, but even though I couldn't remember a goddamn thing about it, I forgot how the speedboat had a big ass room with the screens and the jet skis. I completely forgot about that shit. Forgot that Hulk Hogan had a fucking eye patch. Forgot about a lot. I just knew that he had a trilogy and a TV series, Thunder in Paradise. But with that being said, I had a good time. It was fun revisiting. It wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be nostalgic flavor for me, but it was actually pretty entertaining for what it was. So I'm just going to meet right in the middle and give it a 5.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So for me, the way this movie started off, I was fully expecting to give this like a 3, maybe a 4.
Yeah, you thought you were watching Skinamax like you were saying.
Right. But like once you got about 20 to 30 minutes into the movie, there was actually a lot more of a plot than what I really expected to get. So
Yeah.
actually having a plot to me helped this movie.
Nice.
I enjoyed watching the movie. I felt like there was a lot of corny shit, but that's what you get from a 90s action flick.
Right.
So
Sorry,
like
Hulk Hogan.
So I mean, I don't mean to cop out, but I mean at the same time I have my reviews, my ratings before we start, and this one also got a 5 for me because it's not one that I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it again. But I'm glad that I did watch it. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. It was fun.
Enjoyable watch, yeah.
It wasn't an unenjoyable watch.
I mean, like you said, you know what you're getting into when you start watching these movies. But yeah, like the creators of the TV show is also the same creators that did Baywatch, so like that's why it had a Baywatch feel to it.
Yeah,
it was the same creators. But their whole thing with the TV show is it was supposed to be Baywatch with a plot. This is why they started doing Thunder in Paradise.
Okay, all right. Well,
and I think that's why it kind of failed because like the plot got little too thick for people that are into Baywatch. Like, no, we just like to see women run up and down the beach. Like we don't give a shit. That's why it only lasted one season, and then Hulk Hogan got back into wrestling, stuff like that. So yeah, they had 86, the fucking Thunder in Paradise show.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Yeah. So, as we conclude this, what are we doing next week, sir?
So that brings us into next week. I'm going to try and do a little bit of so we're going to change it up a little bit next week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love having the 2 movies that we watch, but I mean, I don't want it to get stale. So I want to try and get maybe once every 5 or 6 episodes, we get something new in.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
We're going to talk about something that I think we are both very avid fans of. I'm sorry, I don't think we are. I know we are. We're going to do a Mount Rushmore topic. So with Mount Rushmore, it doesn't matter what order you put them in, just your top 4.
You just got to have your 4. Yeah, okay.
Doesn't matter what order. And it's going to be Star Wars characters.
Ah, okay. All right.
Like I'm not going to make you watch any movies this week. You just got to make sure you got to have some points on your characters. So
right, yeah. I don't need to revisit. I know my characters well enough to where I can just fucking figure that shit out. I mean, like I'll revisit some stuff, just maybe kind of try to throw a zinger in there on like favorite characters. But I know one of my 4 is gonna piss off the producer, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to guess one of mine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I did name my son after him.
Right. But there's your little minor spoilers there. But tune in next week for the rest of our Mount Rushmore. This can be pretty interesting. I'm really gonna fucking dissect my Star Wars characters and pick my 4 because there's so many good ones.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good. All
and
right, well,
just to let you know, I am going to have a few honorable mentions that we can discuss while we're having our random beers.
Right.
But they will not be on my Mount Rushmore.
Right. Damn. Yeah, you're going to make me think because there's so many good Star Wars characters, and I have to pick 4 and to put on the Mount Rushmore. Yep. All right. Cool. Now I know my homework for this week. which I don't have to watch any movies, but I really have to fucking decide. 4 fucking characters from Star Wars. Producer said, "Don't you dare say Jar Jar." We'll see. We'll see after I decide.
Well, I have been the Colonel.
I have been the Fae.
You've been the Fae.
Yeah, and these were fun movies to talk about. This was a fun episode, yeah. There's nothing but laughs with both movies. Two totally different comedic movies, but
I was really surprised to get 2 comedy movies from you because I don't feel like you're the comedy guy.
right, and simply because they had the word thunder in it. So hopefully, by the time you guys revisit this like that, Thunder will be hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Hell yeah,
Thunder in 5, baby, because it's not going to be in 4 anymore. No. Anyways, we will see you all on
next time.
What does Michael Scott say? See you on the flippity flip. See you on the flippity flip. Oh my god, that's the way to end it.